Good morning. My name is Satyam Gawane, and today in this video we are going to learn about a topic called parallel lines and transversal, and we are going to see the angles made by the parallel lines and transversal. So, can anyone tell me what is the definition of parallel lines? What do you mean by parallel lines? So yes, so the lines which will never intersect each other are called as your parallel lines. Yes, and what is the transversal? What do you mean by transversal? Yes, so the lines which will intersect the two parallel lines at two distinct points, that line is called as your transversal. So I will ask you the question that there are two figures A and B. So is the are the lines in a figure A parallel? Are the lines in the figure A parallel? No. Yes. No. The lines in the figure A are not parallel as they are intersecting at one point. Right. Then are the lines in the figure B parallel? Yes, the lines in the figure B will be parallel lines as you will extend the line in both the direction, then also it will never intersect each other. Right. So now we have to see in this lecture the angles made by the transversal. So if two parallel lines are there and one transversal is there, so total 8 angles are formed. That 8 angles can be divided into three types. First type is your corresponding angles, second type is your interior angles, and third is your alternate angle. So what do you mean by corresponding angle, interior angle, and alternate angle? This you have to see in the this slide. So first we will see the corresponding angles. So what do you mean by corresponding angles? So the corresponding angles are one of the type of angles that are formed when two parallel lines are intersected by the transversal. These are formed in the matching corner of the corresponding corners with a transversal. So what do you exactly mean by the corresponding angle? This is your official definition of corresponding angle. So if you will see that suppose three lines are there. Line 1 and line 2 are parallel to each other and your line 3 is a transversal line. So if line 1 and line 2 are parallel to each other and line 3 is transversal, so total there will be 8 angles to be formed. So which will be the 8 angles? So this will be one angle. This is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So now which are the pair of corresponding angle? So likewise, you will see that in a first line, the angle made with the first line and a transversal. This is your angle 1. Exactly this type of angle is present here also in line number 2. So this type of angles are called as your corresponding angle. So which is looking exactly alike in line 1. That line 2 angle is called as your corresponding angle. Similarly, here also you can see this angle number 3 will be corresponding to your angle number 4. Similarly, this angle number 5 will be corresponding to angle number 6. Your angle number 7 will be corresponding to angle number 8. So these are the four pair of corresponding angle. 1 is corresponding to 2, 3 is corresponding to 4, 5 is corresponding to 6, and 7 is corresponding to 8. Okay, now you have to see what do you mean by interior angles. So what are the interior angles? So the angles that lie in a area which is enclosed between the two parallel lines and that are intersected by a transversal are called as your interior angle. So when two parallel lines will be there, so the area between the two parallel lines which will be intersected by your transversal, that angles are called as your interior angles. So as you can see, your angle number 1 and angle number 4, these two are your interior angles. Likewise, angle number 2 and angle number 3 are also called as your interior angles. So there will be two pair of interior angles and two pair of exterior angles. So what is the property of interior angles? So as you can see, this angle 1 and angle 4, angle 2 and angle 3, are they alike? Are they similar? No, they are not same. So they are different. So what will be the property then? Then angle 1 plus angle 4, the sum of angle 1 plus angle 4 will be equal to 180 degree. Likewise, the sum of angle 2 and angle 3 will be also equal to 180 degree. So your angle 1 and 4 are the supplementary angles and 2 and 3 are the supplementary angles. So the interior angles are your supplementary angles. So understood the interior angles? Okay. So we will see now what do you mean by alternate angles. So what is the definition of alternate angle? When two straight lines are cut by a transversal, then the angles formed by the on the opposite side of a transversal with respect to both the lines are called as your alternate angle. So what do we exactly mean by alternate angle? So likewise your corresponding angle here will be also four pair of alternate angles will be there. So which will be that alternate angles? So as you can see one diagram, let's suppose AB is parallel to CD. So if AB line is parallel to CD line, so total 8 angles are formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total 8 angles are there. So which are your alternate angle? So basically what will be your alternate angle? It will be as a shape of your Z. So it will be on the opposite side of a transversal. So if it is forming a Z-like shape, so this angle and this angle. So these two angles are called as your alternate angles. So it will form a shape like Z. So suppose we will consider 1. What will be the alternate angle of 1? 1 is not forming a Z. But if you see carefully this part of 1 and your angle 7, they will join to form a Z which is in the opposite direction. So your angle 1 and angle 7 are your alternate angle. Likewise, angle 2 and your angle 8 will be also your alternate angles. And these angles are called as these two pairs of angle 1 and 7 and 2 and 8 are called as your exterior alternate angles. Likewise, there are alternate angles in the interior also. Your 4 angle is alternate to your 6th angle. Likewise, your 3rd angle is alternate to your 5th angle. So your 4 and 6 will be alternate angle and 3 and 5 will be your alternate angle. Understood the concept of alternate angle? So the angles which are forming the shape like Z are called as your alternate angle. Okay. So now we will see some examples. We will solve some examples. So suppose in the adjoint figure, each angle is shown by a letter. Fill in the boxes with the help of figure. So some corresponding angles you have to find. So if you can see here are total 8 angles are there: P, Q, R, S, W, X, Y, and Z. So we will see which will be the alternate angles, which will be the your corresponding angles. So angle P, which will be the corresponding angle to angle P. So same as angle P, there will be the angle in your second line, which is your angle W. So your angle W is your corresponding angle to your P. Similarly, which will be the angle corresponding to your Q. So here is Q. Same as Q, there is X angle present. So your Q and X angle are called as your corresponding angles. Same, what is the corresponding angle of R? So as you can see, R, likewise R, Y angle is present. So your R and Y are called as corresponding angle. And lastly, what is your corresponding angle of S? So same as S, Z angle is present. So these are called as your corresponding angles. Understood this? So P will be corresponding to W, Q will be corresponding to X, R will be corresponding to Y, and S will be corresponding to Z. Now what you have to find, which are the interior alternate angle. Interior alternate angle. So it should be forming like a shape of Z. So if you consider S. So what is the alternate angle of S? So it is not W. So what is the alternate angle of X? It will be X. And what will be the alternate angle of R? What is the alternate angle of R? It will be W. Yes. It will not be S. It will be what is the alternate angle of W? It will be R. So R and W are the interior alternate angle and S and X are the interior alternate angle. Understood this? Okay, let's get to the next example. So observe the angles shown in the figure, and same you have to identify the alternate interior angle, corresponding angles, and all the interior angles. So what will be your alternate interior alternate angles? So interior part, so the interior part of this two lines. So if you'll consider angle B, which is the alternate angle of B, so your H is the alternate interior alternate angle of B. Likewise, if you'll consider angle C, which is the interior alternate angle of C, yes, your E will be the interior alternate angle of C. So there will be two pair of interior alternate angle, B and H and E and C. So likewise, what will be your corresponding angle? Corresponding angle will be, corresponding angle of A is E, as same to same. E is E and angle A are same on the opposite side of the two parallel lines. D and H are also not the same. They are also alternate angle. Angle B will be, they are also corresponding angle. Angle B will be corresponding to angle F, and angle C will be corresponding to angle G. So all these are your corresponding angles. And what is your interior angles? What will be the interior angles? So which will be the interior angles? So B and E is your interior angle, and C and H will be your interior angles. So all these are the interior angles, alternate angles, and your corresponding angles. Understood this sum? Okay. Now I have some questions for you. So what do you mean by corresponding angles? Yes, so the angles which are the same as it is present in the first line and second line, which is made by the transversal, is called as your corresponding angle. So what are your interior angles? Yes, the angles which are in the interior part of the two parallel lines are called as your interior angles. What do you mean by alternate angles? What are the alternate angles? So yes, the angles which will be forming like a Z shape are called as your alternate angle. And what is a transverse? Yes, the line which is intersecting the two parallel lines at two distinct points is called as your transverse. Hmm. So there are some figures. Can you tell me which are your intersecting lines and which are the parallel lines? So as you can see here in first diagram, the lines, two lines are intersecting at one point. So this will be called as your interior intersecting lines. This line, this and the second and third figure, both the lines are not intersecting lines. They are called as parallel lines. They will never intersect each other. Similarly, here all the three figures are of your intersecting lines, and here first figure and last third figure is your intersecting lines, and your middle second figure is your of a parallel lines. So there is a assignment for you, homework. Solve the practice set 2.2 question number 1 and 2 in your homework. Okay, hope you will do that homework and complete. So thank you.